All right, lock in. What's going on, guys? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be reacting to ugly tourists in Germany. How to upset Germans.
This is like a warning video for travelers, like genuinely.
No, it actually is, bro. Sorry, we're laughing about something before we started this, so it's difficult to get out of that. But this is what this guy does: is he gives travelers and tourists advice before they go to their destination, so they don't make the typical mistakes. You know, so they don't piss off the locals.
This guy's amazing, then.
Yeah, he's traveled all around
Saving
the world.
lives out here.
He gives travel tips for like a lot of different countries. So
He's probably messed up a bunch too, then.
messed up tips.
Yeah. No, he's probably just messed up to learn all this stuff.
You got to learn from experience.
There you go. Learn from mistakes.
So I think there's gonna be several things in this video that really surprise you, because we've done a couple of reactions about Germany, but you don't really know about the way of life in Germany and things that it's okay to do and not to do, cultural norms that
Compared to America, yeah,
way different.
Yeah, I can already tell, honestly.
Because here, like, you can really do anything to some degree.
Joel's already told me a bunch about Germany, because he's.
What have I told you?
Like, you've told me how amazing it is, like how sincere and genuine people are over there. And I mean, in America, it's just not like that at all. There's no anything.
There's no sincerity.
There's no sincerity.
People
There's
are
no
superficial.
just people are fake around here, honestly, to sum it up.
Yeah, and I think that came to the forefront in one of our recent reactions, where it was asking Germans about the United States, how they feel about Americans.
Yeah.
And you saw in their responses how laid back and down to earth and honest they were.
Yeah.
So make sure you check that out if you haven't already, guys. But we're going to get right into this. Maybe a future visit to Germany coming up. I said German. So pay attention, bro. Pay attention. If you ever go to Germany.
Getting older.
I mean, yeah.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in Freiburg, Germany. And today we're going to talk about how you could upset Germans when you come here as a traveler, because we want to make sure we're ingratiating ourselves with the locals, and we don't want to do the faux pas that might make our German friends a bit ärgerlich, a little upset, okay? And I think the first thing you need to realize, the first way you can upset a German is just being late. Germans are all about being pünktlich, about being on time. If you have,
When they say late, they're saying by the minute, bro.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, how late, like.
A minute. Like, if you're a minute late, you're late. I swear, bro.
Yo.
It's
literally common to be late, like.
Yeah, the norm in the United States is to be late.
Common.
The ironic part, though, is their Deutschbahn, their train system. A lot of the trains are late because it's been falling apart recently. No, I swear. They make jokes about it as well. It's
That's still a crazy.
I mean, imagine how much that pisses the Germans off then. If their own system is late, like, come on.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
a meeting and it's at 9 o'clock in the morning, that doesn't mean you show up at 9. That means you're in the office, you're in the room where the meeting's going to happen at 8:55. So right at 9 a.m., the questions start going, okay? So always be on time. And if you're going to be late, let the people know, because one, they're not going to be appreciative that you're late, but they will want to know what's going on. Now, another thing that might upset your German friends is if you get a little yiny, okay? Which I like to say is, yein is yes and no, ja and nein put together, okay? It's kind of like, yeah, no, I'm not sure. Look, Germans do not like uncertainty. They do not like risk. They want to know what's going on. They want the certainty of, are you coming or not? And if you're kind of flippy floppy, if you're thinking about ghosting your German friends, that stuff doesn't happen here,
that's,
okay?
that's
You need to be
respectable,
more
honestly. That's,
like, yes.
That's so respectable. I love that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that in the United States. Are like, maybe.
Nothing makes me more mad than a maybe or maybe so, like, person for plans. Yeah, like, it's just like how am I gonna make a plan if you don't know if you're coming or not?
I mean, it's hard to.
It's just like, you can't make a plan if you don't know who's coming yet.
You just give up.
Yeah.
In Germany, though, they will, if you have plans to play football with some friends, they will put that in their mobile calendar a month ahead of time. They said, okay, next month on Tuesday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., I'll be playing football with Mark. I swear, bro. Like, that is a different level of planning. Doesn't happen here.
No, yeah, that's not even. I don't know anyone who does that, honestly.
No, but I mean, that's how you make sure that the plan happens.
That's honestly how you have fun, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, their life
plans.
is
That's
set
how
up.
you make plans.
It's just different styles.
I'm going to do it, no, I'm going to not. Because if you're not, that kind of upsets them because they want to make sure all their plans are set, okay? And I think one of the things that's important for you to know is since the Germans are very direct, they're not insulted if you're direct to them. So if you don't want to do something or you can't do something, don't try to figure out an excuse. Just let them know, hey, I can't come, and they'll be okay with that. But just telling them yes and then not showing up, the whole ghosting thing, not cool here in Germany, okay? So have a heads up. Now, the third way you can upset Germans when you're here is if you assume that everybody in Germany is from Bavaria and wears lederhosen. Look, people wear lederhosen at Oktoberfest, and most of those are actually tourists, okay? Germany is a very diverse country. I mean, going to Munich and Bavaria is a very different experience than going to Hamburg or coming here to Freiburg or going to Berlin. You have such variety in this country that when they think that people are thinking they're all the same and they're all Bavarians with the big beer steins and stuff, that doesn't go over very well. And if you actually know Germans, you'll know that if they're not from Bavaria, they like to make fun of the Bavarians. Now, another thing that tourists do...
Two main cities are...
You said what?
Or those are the two main cities.
What?
Like that he named.
The other ones?
I forgot what he named, honestly.
Bavaria is like a region in southern Germany, and that's where Oktoberfest happens in like Munich, which is a major city. And you know, like the typical Bavarian wear with like the
one
boots
with
and the skirt and
the
the
little
stuff.
The little music thing.
Yeah, and like the big beer.
Yeah.
Americans like to stereotype Germans and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my pretzel and beer, and I'm Bavarian." Like, you know what I mean?
That's commonly a tourist thing.
That's a tourist thing. The locals aren't even always like that. So, and it's a region within Germany. So, typical Americans.
That might upset the locals, and it definitely will upset a few omas, grandmas, and opas, grandpas along the way, is if you jaywalk. And when I talk about jaywalking, I'm not saying like the middle of the road.
No,
I'm saying when you're at the crosswalk and the little...
That's the biggest thing in America. The biggest thing in America. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I jaywalk sometimes.
We both jaywalk because it's the norm here.
It's
the norm. If you wait at the light...
If you wait for the crosswalk, you clearly have nothing to do.
But in Germany, though, I wait at the light. And one time, I was literally trying to cross the street. I was in Hamburg. I was trying to cross the street. And I was walking in, and then I stopped myself because I saw a dad with some kids on the other side. And then when the light went green and he passed me, he said, "Thank you," in German. Because he's trying to set an example for the kids. Yeah, so, yeah. That was a cool moment.
Is it for like the safety part of it, or is it the respect part of it?
Safety.
Okay.
And it's just like an authority. They take authority very seriously in Germany.
Rules. Yeah.
That's how Nazi Germany really came to be because everyone obeys the authority and enforces that.
Männchen, the street light guy is there telling you don't walk, and you go. I mean, I lived in Germany for a number of years, and when I've done that, like people really put their arm out and stop me, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Sein Vorbild für die Kinder.
See, I
Be an
told you
example
you had
for the children. I'm like,
stuff.
there's no kids around here. There's no cars. What's going on? No, follow the rules. Otherwise, they're going to be upset. And crossing the street against the light is one of those things. There's even a saying: "Bei Rot musst du stehen, bei Grün darfst du gehen," which is by red, you have to stay. But by green, you're allowed to go, all right? So just know that, young, old, male, female, whatever, you just know the Germans are like, no, we're gonna wait until the light lets us go, okay? Another thing that might upset your German friends when you're here, and this is one thing that my students that have studied in Germany have brought up to me, and when I've had students that work with German exchange students, and that is, you might upset them if you don't agree with them on certain things, because Germans like to do a lot of research. They want to make sure they know as much as they can before they make decisions, so they feel that they have the best answer possible. And if you don't agree with them, they don't understand why you wouldn't, because they've done all this research. So that's where I've seen in business settings and group project settings where people have gotten some upset feelings from both the Germans and from the locals. So just have a heads up with that. But don't think the Germans are all stiff and no fun. They will do parties. They will have a fun time with the party. And one thing I want to tell you, though, is you might upset people if you don't follow the party rules, okay? Because if your German friend of yours invites you to a party, they're inviting you. Not you and your friend and your other friends. No. It's very much just you are invited. There's no plus one. If you want a plus one, you need to ask them, and they'll probably say no, okay, or 9. But just know that they're very specific when they do ask you to come to a party, okay? So don't overdo it. Also, I learned this when I lived here for a number of years, is if you're going to be having a party, let's say you're staying here, you're going to school here, you're moving here, and you want to have a party and it's in your apartment building, you need to let your neighbors know that you're going to have that party. I mean, you don't have to invite them, but you need to let them know it's going to happen. Otherwise, they might be a little upset, which I learned from a lady dumping a bucket of water into my apartment. So just have a heads up on that one. Now, another time you might see...
This man's been through it.
Yeah, he has learned from experience. The craziest thing about Germans is how they can be so strict with themselves and, like, you know, very smart as well throughout the day. But I at night, I swear, on the weekends, they are the craziest partiers. Some of them are they know how to drink, they know how to dance. They, like, if you think about Berlin, it is the party capital of the world, arguably. Like, the raves there, the parties. They have some parties that go for 3 days straight. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's on a different level. So,
but then then the next day during daylight,
you know what I mean?
It's a whole different world.
It's one of the biggest juxtapositions. Just two different people, Jekyll and Hyde, all in one German, that I've never quite. It's cool. I'm not even.
That's a really good balance.
Yeah, they know how to balance things like on a tightrope. Honestly,
be an upset German, and this isn't your fault at all. This is their fault. Is if you're taking a train on a Friday or a Sunday when they're really, really busy, and you have a seat reservation, and you go to your seat reservation on the ICE, and somebody's sitting in that seat. And you tell them, Entschuldigung, das ist meins. Like, excuse me, this is mine. Oh, they're not going to be happy because they got this seat and they're figuring no one's going to show up in it, so they're going to take it without a reservation. Don't be surprised if they ask you to show your reservation to prove it's your seat, and then they'll look at you like, oh, you took...
No, that's like if someone gets on the train before you and you have it reserved, a seat.
It's like not common to reserve it, though?
It's not. This is another problem with Deutsche Bahn. The seat reservations are very much. There's a lot of times where it says it's reserved and then there's no one sitting there. I personally rarely get seat reservations unless it's going to be super busy, and I can always get a seat. So it's just like there's a lot of problems with the German train system.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah.
My seat. No, lady, didn't take your seat. I spent the €4 to get the reservation, all right? So do have a heads up for that. Now, sometimes you don't even realize you're upsetting people when you travel, and that's okay. And the Germans have a fantastic way of letting you know that you messed up. And that's when you hear, Hallo. When you hear someone say hello really loud, I mean, if it's soft, it's hello, it's like hello. But if it's hello, it's like hello, moron. You're doing something wrong. Whether you went in the wrong door at a museum, or you're in the wrong bathroom, or you're doing something you're not supposed to, or your kids are doing something stupid. Look, that hello will let you know that you upset somebody, all right? So just have a heads up when you hear that, because you'll be like, what's something here? It's just a way they get your attention, all right? Now, another thing you might...
I experienced this firsthand, bro. I got breakfast. I was in Cologne, Germany, got breakfast from a bakery, went to eat it on a patio at this little corner shop that sells drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
The lady, I had been eating it for like 5 minutes. She came around the corner, saw me. She said, hello. And I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. I already knew right away.
Yeah.
And then she said some things at me. I didn't understand it, but yeah, she was definitely mad. But that, you know what I mean? If you hear that, you immediately know that it's like not good, you know, or you're like in their way.
Yeah.
Hello. Get out of my way.
I mean, at least it's not that rude. You know what I mean? That's just kind of like an alert.
Yeah.
It's a warning.
It's true.
Hurt your German friends' feelings is insinuate that they're cheap. Now, Germans are cool if you say they're frugal, they're economical, no problem with that. But if you insinuate that they're cheap, that's when they're like, hey, we're not cheap. We've got money. I'm like, I know. But the thing is if you talk to, you know, in Canada and the US, you talk to waiters about tipping. They don't like German tourists because they don't tip as well. Now, they leave some money, but they don't usually leave the 50 to 20% like you're supposed to. They'll leave like 5% or $3 on a $100 bill, you know? So it is one of those things that if you insinuate like, dude, that's kind of cheap, you'll see them be upset. And I'm sure in the comments below, you'll see those things there. Or you might invite them over to a party, like, hey, you know, we're all bringing a potluck over, bring some food, and they might show up with some Maggi spaghetti instead of something else. So don't don't insinuate they're cheap. It won't go over well, all right? Just say, very economical choice, very frugal choice, smart business move, okay? So have a heads up with that. Now,
yo, he's flaming it, bro. You gotta chill. But the tipping thing is, like, you gotta understand that in Germany, tipping is not really part of the culture. So, and that's a lot of places.
I think in America, tipping is like about as much as the waiter makes. Honestly,
it is.
That's like majority of their paycheck.
So it forces you to tip. It's very
that's how.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's a backward system.
Another thing that you'll learn very quickly is a way you're going to upset your German friends is if you try to take their food or their drink. Because you know, in some countries, when you order food, like everybody's food's kind of everybody else's and we can try this. Like we're in Italy, like, oh, try this, have some of this polenta. Portugal, it's like every plate is everybody's, right? In Germany, it's not that way. That's my bratwurst. That is my spätzle. That is my beer. You don't get it.
Yo,
and so if you go and take
insane.
some, especially without asking, it's going to upset them. And even if you do ask, they say yes, just know in their mind they're like, ich wollte nein sagen. I wanted to say no, but they were very polite and said yes. So just know they don't like sharing their stuff, okay? If you've gotten this far in the video, another thing you might notice that Germans might not like and that you might upset them with is if you point out any of the eccentricities of the Germans and German culture. So look in the comments below and you'll notice some comments of people.
Wait, I want to go in the comments. I want to see.
This at the end we can go in.
All right.
But this dude is predicting the hate comments.
At least he's positive about it. You know what I mean?
I told you though that he's a great like travel guy.
He's just taking it.
He knows his stuff, bro. He knows them.
Like
lots of
pointing out
experience.
some things I'm messing up and how they're going to be right about it, okay? Now, another way you might upset Germans when you come here is if you recycle wrong. I mean, I lived here a number of years, and the recycle program here is legit. The Grüne Punkt, it's like this little like arrow going around. It's called the Green Point. They have lots and lots of different kinds of recycling here. So it's not just paper and plastic, it's paper, plastic, glass, different kinds of glass, all kinds of stuff that's out there. They have that set up and people are very serious about it. So you want to make sure you're putting the right stuff in the right recycle bin and the right garbage going in the right place, because they do a really good job with that. And it really upsets people when you don't. And there's things economically that will get you to incentivize you to make sure you're recycling correctly, because they have these things called a fund, a deposit, like on beer glasses and beer glasses, but like beer bottles and soda bottles and stuff like that. So you don't just throw it away, you take it back, get your money back so they can recycle it easier. Okay, so be aware.
It's low-key a lot too, bro. It'd be like $50, $1 to bring the beer bottle that you bought back.
That's good. That's tough.
But they have a system too.
Motivates you.
Yeah, but they have a system too where you can put it like next to the recycle bin, and then there's people who are not necessarily, they're not homeless, but they're trying to make some extra money.
Oh, and so they collect it.
They collect it and they get your deposit.
Okay.
So that's usually what I would do.
That one.
Now, I think they do that in America too, where they collect plastic bottles. Yeah.
It's like 5 cents, 10 cents.
Yeah, it's a lot less than that for sure. Yeah.
One for you that might upset the Germans when you're here is if you drive in Germany not like a German. Look, Germans are very much, we're about our Auto, our car, right? And so they've got the Autobahn when they're going way faster than you think you are. So move over, because you staying in the left lane, that Indiana drivers, you can't do that here in Germany. You got to stay to the right, because people will pass you by. No matter how fast you think you're going, someone else is going to zoom past you in a Porsche, a BMW, or Mercedes, all right?
Like exactly at the speed limit, honestly.
They do.
Oh.
But the Autobahn has no speed limit. So
what?
You don't know about the Autobahn?
No.
It's a stretch of road in Germany that has no speed limit.
That's crazy.
We got to react to it. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. So they are like that.
Are there a lot of accidents or no?
No, because again, the people follow those traffic laws well. They stay to the right. They clear out the left lane.
Speed limit is insane.
Yeah.
We cannot have that over here.
There's videos of like people taking like supercars on there and going like 300.
That would be so fun, bro.
Yeah.
A BMW or Mercedes, all right? And the Germans do get upset when people don't drive the German way when they're here. So I do recommend maybe take a class about driving or watch some videos on driving in Germany before you come, because then you'll be better prepared and less likely to upset and get, not necessarily road rage, but just upset Germans driving next to you. And also, don't expect a really good cup holder for your big gulp in a German car. And they don't understand why, okay? So leave that there, all right? And then I want to finish off by another thing that really upsets Germans, and that is if you make Nazi jokes, okay? the history of Germany and the Nazi National Socialist Party that was in power here for a number of years, and World War II and the Holocaust and everything, it is a stain on the world history, not just German history, but the world's history. And if you make light of that, you make Nazi jokes, you make Hitler jokes and stuff like that, that does not go over well here. People do not like that. That is something that they're ashamed of themselves. And you may think it's a fun joke, I'm poking fun at things. It's not. It is not something that you joke about when you are here, okay? Because that will upset the locals, and I just want you to know that, all right? So those are some ways that you might upset your German friends when you're here.
Facts.
That was, yeah.
Good video, bro. I told you.
Those are some great tips. I can't lie.
Let's read the comments now.
I am German.
Look, someone said they're impressed how he captures.
Well done. Yeah. I think he interpreted it a little too good.
It's grateful. Yo, so the Germans were happy then.
That means it's a perfect video.
Yeah.
If the video he's making it on.
Bavaria is the Texas of Germany. So yeah, that was a good one. Definitely, like, Germany is a great country. They got good food. We got to react to their food. This one next.
Bro, just a small clip of that food. The sausages.
The meat, insane. Bro. They have a lot of pork in Germany. Delicious, mouth-watering.
Chill. I'm hungry right now.
And they have arguably the best beer in the world. Beer.
Oh,
bro.
okay.
I mean, thirsty. I'm thirsty. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this. That was How to Upset Germans. Hit that like button, hit subscribe if you enjoyed. And we'll see you all in the next one.